Yo, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. First time in a little bit. We doing an actual video, real video, not just putting up videos. Um, and y'all know what I want to talk about. The basketball. Well, it's nothing else on. Um, um, when baseball come around, we're gonna definitely talk some baseball. I really been getting into baseball the last like year or two, and baseball been fire. So, but first, let's stick with the b-ball, right? So, I want to start this off, and the reason I'm back, I'm coming back to wonderful 300 subscribers, 365 motherfuckers actually think of 365 motherfuckers in a Walmart. That's actually a lot of people. So try to look at that perspective. 365,000 motherfucking subscribers would be great. Um, but we'll get there. Uh, so one of the big reasons I've been lazy, I've been busy, there's been a whole bunch of things, but on my Twitter, as y'all know, we discussed. You might be new to the video, but to the channel. I don't really watch ESPN. Not really watch. I don't watch at all ESPN, Fox Sports, any of the news, kind of the news, the Colin Cowherd, Stephen A. Smith. I don't listen to that. Skip Bayless. I don't listen to none of that. Because it's doohickey, and they pretty much discuss the same teams all the times in different ways. Lakers and Warriors, Nuggets, Bucks problems, Celtics is rolling, but what about this? Um, the Nuggets is just waiting until the playoffs to actually turn up the gear. T Wolves, we get it. OKC, we get it. I like them talking about OKC, and I'm going in order. I would prefer them talk about OKC and Minnesota. First of all, let's talk about Minnesota. And I know the talking heads talk about Minnesota, and how I know this is because it pops up on my Twitter feed. People watch this stuff, obviously. Stephen A. Smith, but these people got millions of views. So people watch this stuff, so it gets retweeted. And unfortunately, I like to rot my brain by clicking on it, clicking on the video sometimes, right? So how things typically go is they talk about the Lakers and the Warriors, nines and 10 seeds. The Lakers and the Warriors been 9 and 10 seeds all year. Now I want y'all to first think about this. Have they ever discussed 9 and 10 seeds as much as they do with the Lakers and Warriors? Oh well, they're in a play-in. They can't actually be good enough to be in the top eight. Eight. It's 8 teams in front of them. You got Steph Curry, Steph Curry, Draymond, and Clay. Kaminga, all these people, and you the 10 seed. You got LeBron, you got Andy Davis, two of the top 10, 15 players in the world. In the world, D'Angelo Russell, Reeves, you got all these dudes, and you the 9 seed. They cannot break out a 9 and 10 seed. I've never seen people talk about these people so much. Meanwhile, the Kings and Pelicans, we didn't even get a all-star. The 5 and 6 seeds at the time didn't even get an all-star in that motherfucker. All right, so bam. Let's get to the T Wolves, right? And the reason I want to talk to T Wolves, and I don't want to talk to T Wolves, let me clear that up. The reason I think they should be discussing the T Wolves more is that the T Wolves has been a 1 and 2 seed in the toughest conference all year. The Timberwolves, the Thunder, 1 and 2 in this Western Conference as it sits right now. 1 and 2. Bruh, I'm saying it, and we done watched it all year. It's about to hit 60 games if it's not 60 games. The Timberwolves have been the top 2 seed all year. The Timberwolves. That's just crazy for me to say. I kind of want to say it again. I'm not right now. So, um, that's the reason. And of course, the Pelicans been hold the 5 seed down all year. The top 4 been solidified. The Clippers pushed their way into there when they went on a great win streak. Okay, but they went on a great win streak. They got James Harden, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard. You better go on a fucking win streak. But guys like the Pelicans, my Pelicans, I don't want to go too crazy. Been holding the 5 seed down all year with no superstar. And by with no superstar, I know there's Ingram, I know there's CJ McCollum, and I know there's Zion. Who these guys are clearly, I would say, a tier, maybe 2 tiers below the lineage of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George and James Harden. I think that's pretty easy to say. At least a tier. They're not on the same level. Um, can they beat the Clippers? Absolutely. They beat the Clippers recently at home. Absolutely. Because of how deep the team is. But you got a team like the Pelicans, and the reason why I've been so excited about the Pelicans, besides them struggling for 40 years in a Mew, there's no superstar. There's nobody. I don't think Zion ever got 40 points. I don't even want to look that up. You let me know if Zion ever got 45 points. I'm pretty sure Ingram has got 40 before, 40, 45. But when you don't have the person that can burst for 50 points and you don't have a superstar, and by burst for 50 points, I mean have multiple 50-point games. I ain't talking about Corey Brewer. I ain't talking about Mo Williams. I'm talking about somebody who gonna hit 50 just a couple times. Shea been hit 30 about 40 times. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. He scored 30 points about 40 times this year. We're talking the level of superstar. And the Pelicans don't have that. They have guys that can get 25. They can get 23 people that can get 20, get 25. You maybe get 30. That's good. That's great. But it's one night Kawhi might give you 40. He might give you 42. He might give you 41. He might give you 38 with incredible defense. So for the Pelicans to be holding on a 5 seed, and the only reason they getting talked about is because it's so obvious that the Fox Sports guys, the ESPN guys, don't watch any basketball besides the Lakers and the Warriors and the Bucks and the Celtics. They don't even watch the other games. It's inside the NBA too, because it's my favorite show easily. My Not even sports. It might be my favorite show in general. They don't watch the games. Even when the games is on, even when they're supposed to be watching the games, they ain't watching the games. They're in the studio watching the games, and they ain't watching the games. That's obvious. That's fairly obvious. And this is not me knocking them again. It's my favorite show. I don't even care. I'm not. I listen to different things for analytical stuff. I don't need Charles Barkley to give me analytics and shit, right? Of course. Um, but the fact that when you don't discuss the games and then you talk, and even the people who are casual fans, I'm a casual fan. I'm not watching every Pelican game. Y'all crazy. I'm not watching every game. Y'all crazy. Now I might get caught up. You might see me watching Detroit versus Orlando one of these nights. I might get caught in, but I ain't locked in every night. I ain't got to leave passing on them. And when you say something like what Stephen A. said, this stuff about Zion, what I think it's just personal. There's something personal going on behind the scenes we don't know about. I mean, if for to not talk about the Pelicans at all, and you go straight back to the kind of the fat joke thing, which is on the table. I don't know these things. It's on the table, but he ain't been there for like 2 months. So that let me know you ain't watching. Zach Lowe, who's one of my favorite basketball people that I listen to, he was on ESPN maybe last week, and he referenced a Pelicans game. He's like, "Yeah, when I remember doing them when they played the Kings, we didn't play the Kings in 2 months. Why are you bringing up King? We just beat Halliburton. He didn't even score a point. Beat the Raptors by 40. There's no recent games. Guys are only looking at the showcase games and stuff that's on TV. I'm not saying that it's with Zach Lowe because I listen to Zach Lowe. I know it's not the case with all the time. But for that time, he referenced something from the Kings. That was like last week. He referenced something from the Kings game. We beat the Kings or played the Kings. We'll beat them. I'll play them. I don't want talk down on them. We played them like in the first 2 months, all 4 games. Them games been over. So don't reference nothing from 2 months ago. When Stephen A. Smith told about Zion being fat, yeah, that was 2 months ago. When he talking about, oh yeah, man, the performance they had against the Lakers man, that was December. And since December, the Lakers is still a 9 seed, and the Warriors is still a 10 seed. So and Stephen A. Smith also said that the Pelicans have been terrible since then, which is not true at all. Again, no, not true at all. Like 32-15 or something like that since 34-15 since then. So um, it's just pretty obvious that nobody watches the games, and I just want to put that out there. I'm starting my channel back up. I just seen some fantastic Ben Simmons news. Ben Simmons is not playing at all apparently, and he's getting every bit of his $1 million. So salute Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons gonna be the reason we get a good little strike in the NBA, which is fine by me. His niggas making too much money. Um, and Ben Simmons is also guaranteed another 40 million for next year. And I don't even think he played 12 games this year, and we about to hit 60. I don't think he played 30 last year. So salute to Ben Simmons, cash them checks, nice vacations, man. You know, you're doing your thing on Call of Duty. You know, I'm really aspiring to be you, to be lackluster at my job. I can't, let's get into that before we quit the video. For some reason, I can't be lackluster at stuff I want to be lackluster at. That way I can focus on stuff that I'm not so lackluster on, that I want to improve in other ways. That don't make sense what I just said. But I want to be a COD streamer just like you, Ben Simmons. You Max Holloway, man. I really want to do what y'all do, man. Be an Overwatch streamer. I'll be putting up good stats on Overwatch. And ain't nobody watching that shit. So salute to Ben Simmons. Keep getting them checks. Stop talking about the Lakers. Talk about the Warriors. The Pelicans. If I gotta be the official Pelicans YouTube fucking video, I definitely will. You know, I definitely, and I just don't want to talk about the Pelicans. It's guys like the Kings. It's been up and down. It's guys like OKC, which they kind of talk about. They talk about Wembanyama a lot, but they, they're last in the West. They got like one more game, one more win than the fucking Pistons, who lost 28 in a row. So there's a lot going on in the NBA, a lot of what I would call propaganda, and I just may start doing more videos to combat that. I'm gonna keep it real with the people. Holla at your boy.